Hi, I'm Ryan with Rep Fitness. I'm one of the co-owners of the company, and today we're going to be taking a look at our AB3100 adjustable bench. I'm one of the guys in charge of product development here, and the purpose of this video series is to give you a little bit more of an inside look into why we made some of the design choices that we did and why we think that this product is a great choice as an adjustable bench. So the idea with this product is we have a lot of customers that really love our FID bench, but they just don't use the decline function that much, and they told us that they would prefer to have a bench that is a little bit more economical and just doesn't have that decline function. You also get the benefit of the narrower seat. A lot of guys prefer that narrower seat in the front, because if you're doing dumbbell curls, you really just want to get your legs out of the way, and that's an easy way to do that when the seat is narrow like this. So this is our answer to creating a 1,000-pound rated adjustable bench that has everything you need and nothing that you don't. So some of the features on this, starting with the height of the bench, we always try to get our benches right around 17 inches high. That's to make them IPF compliant with International Powerlifting Federation. Basically says they want the benches to be between about 16.5 and 17.75 inches high, and that's to help with leg drive when you're in the flat bench position. So this, we've tried to get it right around 17 inches, so you should have no problems getting leg drive in the flat position. One of the other things we've done is try to create minimal pad gap here. So I'm going to put it in the flat position here so you can see how that looks. So right here in the flat position, you can see it's less than 1.5 inches of pad gap. And the reason why that's important is a lot of other benches on the market will have a pretty big gap there, and that's just a place where your butt can fall right in between the two pads. And it makes it uncomfortable when you're in the flat bench position. It just makes it so you almost would rather have a separate dedicated flat bench because your adjustable has such a big gap. So we think that getting this gap down to that 1.2 inch range basically is where it's at, is it's close enough that it's really comfortable in the flat position. One of the other things we've got is obviously the multiple adjustments for the back pad and the seat pad. A lot of other benches in this category that are less expensive don't have the actual seat adjustment, and where you really want that is in the incline function, because once you've got this bench inclined, say around here, maybe in this area, you really don't want to have to worry about your feet slipping out from under you. So you'd rather have this seat up a little bit, right in this range, so you feel a little bit more locked in. You don't have to worry about sliding out if you've got some heavy weight over your head. So it does have both adjustments there. The other thing it's got is the rear support in the flat position here. That's just for extra peace of mind. You can make the bench strong enough with just this back support that if you put it in the flat position, you wouldn't have a problem, but that extra post there really gives you peace of mind that you're not going to have any problem no matter how much weight you put on the bench. The other thing we've got obviously is the handle and wheels for easy transport. So you can lift it up one arm, move it around wherever you need to go. No problem there. The padding density. This is something that we've tweaked over several years since our FID bench first came out. So padding density is really, it's a lot of personal preference, but one of the things that isn't personal preference, that's pretty much a consensus, is you don't want the pad to be so thin or soft that you can press in on it and easily hit down to the baseboard, or so that it's so soft that you'll get some instability in the flat position where you've got weight here pressing down on the edges. So we feel like we've really tweaked this and gotten it to where it's just right. There's some pads that are firmer out there, but based on our experience, most people prefer the padding density that we have on this bench, which is the same density that we have on our FID bench. So you can see some of the reviews there. If you're unsure on this new product, is the padding going to be the right density for me? Is it going to feel right? Take a look at our FID bench. There's tons of positive reviews about that one and what people think of the padding there. So yeah, the another thing I would say too that makes our padding great is the actual backer board is plywood. Some of the cheaper benches, when you start getting into this price range, will actually use a particle board, and when you look at the reviews, you'll see people saying that, oh, their bench, it actually broke, like the padding broke at the edge because the backer board, which was a cheap particle board, snapped off. You won't have a problem with this one, it's actually plywood. Lastly, we know people, some of the really savvy guys out there want to know not only what is it rated, but how is the frame constructed. So this is some more technical details for people that are really interested in this type of stuff. We take our benches and get them tested in Texas using ASTM safety standards. And those basically are a set of standards that say if you're going to say that the bench is rated for 1,000 pounds, it has to have a safety factor above and beyond that. And I believe generally for consumer products, for home gym products, it's roughly 2.5 times, and for commercial it's 3.5 times. So when we say this is 1,000 pound rated, that means it's been tested for several times that amount of weight. And so some of the technical details, a lot of guys that really are into this type of equipment want to know how thick is the steel on the frame. And they'll specifically look for 11 gauge as kind of the benchmark gold standard, that now this is thick enough steel that I can feel comfortable putting 1,000 pounds on it. What we've done with this though is a variable thickness. We've made more intelligent choices where we feel we need some thicker steel. We've made it thicker than 11 gauge. Where we don't need that, we've made it thinner. And so to point out some of the specific parts, you've got this frame here is 14 gauge. However, right here at this joint, it's actually 4 gauge, which is over double the thickness of 11 gauge. You've also got this backer plate here, which is roughly 9 gauge. So again, thicker than 11 gauge. You've got this steel ladder here. Again, we went with 9 gauge, so they're still thicker. This pin here is solid steel. And some of the plates on the front here, where you also have some more stress, and on these ladders here, also thicker than 11 gauge. So it's variable thickness. It's not completely 11 gauge, but it's in quite a few spaces, it's actually thicker than 11 gauge. And so to demonstrate just how much weight this thing can handle, we're going to show you putting weight on this bench.